Hey kids, have you ever seen a movie where the underdog wins? Like where the basketball team with all the short, wimpy kids wins the big game? Or the small kid who gets bullied becomes the karate master and wins the big fight?
Well, in today's lesson, we're going to learn about a guy named David and how he won a big fight against a guy named Goliath.
David was the youngest of 8 sons, and his 3 oldest brothers were soldiers. Do you remember King Saul from our last lesson? Well, David's brothers were big, strong warriors in his army.
And David was just a little farmer boy who took care of the family's sheep.
And occasionally, he would deliver his brothers lunch when they were on the battlefield.
Goliath was a huge warrior champion, fighting for the bad guys. Goliath was fighting for some people called the Philistines.
The Philistines were the enemies of the Israelites, and they were always trying to take over their land.
And Goliath was their biggest soldier. He was a giant, like a for real giant. He was over 9 feet tall.
Can you imagine trying to fight someone who's 9 feet tall? Goliath mocked Israel for 40 days, but no one was brave enough to fight him.
Goliath walked back and forth in front of the Israelites, mocking them and telling them that they were too weak to defeat him.
He told them that if one man could defeat them one-on-one, the Philistines would be their slaves.
None of the Israelites wanted to take on a giant, so no one did anything. They knew that no one could defeat him on their own.
But one day, David showed up to give his brothers their lunch, and he heard Goliath mocking the Israelites. So David decided he was going to do something about it.
David fought Goliath and killed him with a rock. Yep, you heard right. David killed Goliath with just a rock and a slingshot.
He put the rock inside a slingshot, flipped it around, and made it fly. The stone hit Goliath square in the head, and then he was dead.
No one thought Goliath could be defeated, but David knew he could do it because he was not alone.
And here's what we can learn from this story. Anyone can win when God is on their side.
And David knew he could win because God was on his side. Memory verse.
This is the Lord's battle. And kids, that's true for us too.
When we're facing big battles in our life, we can win with God on our side.
So kids, next time you're watching a movie where the underdog wins, think of this story.
And remember, if David can beat a giant, then you can win any battle with God on your side.
Hey kids and parents, if you want to learn more about Saul
or courage, check out the links below.